Go ahead, like, subscribe, hit that notification button. All those things would be greatly appreciated. Let's go ahead and get right into it. I'm going to give you some Prizepick props I like for today. Today is the first day of the NFL season 2023-24. I got one prop from the Thursday night NFL game. First play I'm looking at is Carlos Rodon, New York Yankees. We're looking at his strikeout prop. His prop is 5.5. As you can see, he's a pretty decent favorite to go over. Minus 120, minus 140, minus 156, minus 130. He isn't home tonight versus Detroit. Against Detroit this year, he's had 2 meetings. In home, he only had 4 strikeouts. On the road, he went over. He had 10. I mean, it's something very interesting I see here about Mr. Rodon. Let's look at his home games. Home games, in his last 5 home games, he has not went over 5.5 strikeouts. Away, he seems to pitch better on the road. The Yankees, let's verify this. The Yankees are in home tonight. Another thing is, Yankees won the first 2 games of this series. It's hard to win 3 games in a series. The players usually step up and play better. In the first 2 games of the series versus New York, they struck out 7 times against Garrett Cole. When I say they, I'm talking about Detroit. And against Clark Schmidt, they struck out 6 times. The line is 5.5 tonight. They've lost 2 straight games to New York. I expect them to play better. And right here, again, Rodon in home just isn't that great. Let's look at the holes. Let's look at the last 30. So he hasn't been great in his recent home games. It looks like he's done pretty well for the previous part of the season. But my gut telling me here, be careful with the over on this one, even though the money's coming in pretty good, pretty big on the over. This may be something you want to look at the sports books also. You may want to take the under on this. But even on Prizepicks today, I'm leaning toward the under on Rodon. I'm taking the under 5.5 strikeouts for Rodon tonight. Second player I'm looking at is Ryan Nelson, Arizona. They're playing the Cubs on the road. Let's look at his last 10. His last 10, he's went over 3.5 strikeouts 50% of the time. As you can see, he's a pretty heavy favorite to go under. Minus 143. That's an average, but you see DraftKings got him at minus 140. FanDuel got him at minus 116. Caesars got him at minus 143, which is the highest line you'll see. So far, everybody else got him around minus 140. Here's another player also that I'm seeing a little difference in. Let's look at versus Chicago. No meetings versus Chicago. Let's look at his last 10 again. And let's look at his away games. Arizona's on the road. His away games, he's hit this mark, over 3.5 strikeouts, 8 out of 10 games in his last 10. Let's look at his last 30. Even in his last 30, it looks like he only has probably about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Only has 13 starts. He's went over on the road. This is on the road. He's went over on the road 9 out of those 13 starts. Another player that seems to like the road a little bit better. I definitely think the 105 that DraftKings give you is something good that you can get at the sports books. But I'm also leaning this way on Prizepicks. I think we may see a over tonight for Ryan Nelson, 3.5 strikeouts. So we're into the NFL. I got one NFL play I'm looking at. It's coming from the lone Thursday night game we have tonight, and we're looking at Patrick Mahomes and Jared Goff We're looking at their combo passing yards of 541.5. Projections got them way over that. Even their line puts them over 541.5. Let's look at each player a little closely. And we're going to look at Patrick Mahomes, and we're going to look at his home games. In home, Patrick Mahomes is averaging 303 yards per game in home last season. And I have to use a lot of last season because we don't have anything for this season. Even though Kelsey looking like he may be out tonight, Mahomes is still going to be throwing the ball around the field. I think he may even have to do it a little bit more, but we'll see. His actual prop for passing yards is 287.5. I think he throws it around tonight. He has to. I don't think they're going to depend too much on the running game, and you're going to see more people touching the ball for Kansas City tonight. And let's go back and let's look at this game again, and we're going to look at Goff. A listener did point out to me that Goff is horrible on the road last year. The listener was correct, except the last game of last year on the road against Carolina. He had a huge game. But we're going to take that into consideration. His prop on the night is 258.5, and his projection is 296. I think a reason for that is because they're not totally sure about the run game, even though they got the rookie and David Montgomery. I think David Montgomery is going to help him out a lot in the run game. But I don't think the odds makers are too sure about how Goff is going to do. Let's look at Goff a little closer. And we're going to look at Goff away. As you can see, let's look at 2022, 2023. Away, he averaged 245 passing yards away last year. He only went over 2 times on the road. Christmas Eve last year against Carolina and against Minnesota earlier in the year. I think he has a good game tonight against Kansas City, and I think he puts it in the air to those receivers who have gotten better, a year older, a year better. So for the prop of 541.5, I'm going to take the over. This is combo yards, Jared Goff and Patrick Mahomes over 541.5. So those are 3 plays I like tonight. Go ahead, like, subscribe. All those things would be greatly appreciated. If you followed me yesterday, you had a good day. You can follow all my picks over on Patreon. A link is down in the description. The tool that I use is props.cash. Great tool. A lot of information to dissect, and you can dissect it pretty quickly. Great tool. Use my tool. Get 25% off the first month. That link is down in the description. Also, see you on the next video.